Thus at peace with God and the world, the farmer of Grand Pré lived on his sunny farm, and Evangeline governed his household. Many a youth, as he knelt in the church and opened his missal, fixed his eyes upon her as the saint of his deepest devotion. Happy was he who might touch her hand or the hem of her garment. Many a suitor came to her door, by the darkness befriended, and as he knocked and waited to hear the sound of her footsteps, knew not which beat the louder, his heart or the knocker of iron. Or at the joyous feast of the patron saint of the village, bolder grew and pressed her hand in the dance, as he whispered hurried words of love that seemed a part of the music. But among all who came, young Gabriel only was welcome. Gabriel La Jeunesse, the son of Basil the blacksmith, who was a mighty man in the village, and honored of all men. For since the birth of time, throughout all ages and nations, has the craft of the smith been held in repute by the people. Basil was Benedict's friend. Their children from earliest childhood grew up together as brother and sister. And Father Felician, priest and pedagogue both in the village, had taught them their letters out of the self-same book, with the hymns of the church and the plain song. But when the hymn was sung and the daily lesson completed, swiftly they hurried away to the forge of Basil the blacksmith. There at the door they stood with wondering eyes to behold him take in his leathern lap the hoof of the horse as a plaything, nailing the shoe in its place, while near him the tire of the cart-wheel lay like a fiery snake, coiled round in a circle of cinders. Oft on autumnal eves, when without in the gathering darkness, bursting with light seemed the smithy, through every cranny and crevice warmed by the forge, within they watched the labouring bellows, and as its panting ceased, and the sparks expired in the ashes, merrily laughed and said they were nuns going into the chapel. Oft on sledges in winter, as swift as the swoop of the eagle, down the hillside bounding, they glided away o'er the meadow. Oft in the barns they climbed to the populous nests on the rafters, seeking with eager eyes that wondrous stone which the swallow brings from the shore of the sea to restore the sight of its fledglings. Lucky was he who found that stone in the nest of the swallow. Thus passed a few swift years, and they no longer were children. He was a valiant youth, and his face, like the face of the morning, gladdened the earth with its light, and ripened through into action. She was a woman now, with the heart and hopes of a woman. Sunshine of St. Eulalie was she called, for that was the sunshine which, as the farmers believed, would load their orchards with apples. She too would bring to her husband's house delight and abundance, filling it full of love and the ruddy faces of children.